Welcome back, guys and gals. Dragon Sworn, White Cloaks, the Band of the Red Hand on Discord to another Wheel of Time article video. Basically, Collider, in a few words, has admitted that Amazon's Wheel of Time does a shitty job of world building. So it's nice that somebody's come out and admit it, right? So I've read through this article. And I'm not going to bore you with all the article specifics. We're just going to go through over these 10 pieces of world building that Amazon's Wheel of Time hasn't explained. I think you could probably make a much wider list. Probably even bigger a list would be the things that they explain wrong or change and mess up, like, well, the Dragon Reborn, for instance, comes to mind. But we are going to just look at the main points here, the 10 things that they think were bad, at least the most egregious world building pieces, to Collider, right? This is Collider, right? I mean, come on, even Collider knows that they didn't do any work world building this show, right? That's pretty crazy, right? So let's go look down here. So first on their list is ta'veren. Well, yes, they don't explain ta'veren at all. To know what the hell they're talking about if you haven't read the books, you have to go to their little bonus content on Amazon Prime's little bonus content screen to read about ta'veren. So that's also a sign of lazy writing and lazy world building, as they're highlighting, when you have to read subject matter to explain your show, right? So even if they were going to ignore the book completely, they should at least explain what the hell a ta'veren is, which they don't. They just throw the word out there like everybody should know what it is without even any exposition at all. You could just have an exposition dump and explain what the hell a ta'veren is. Nope, don't even bother to do that. So, but you have to read their material to understand what a ta'veren is if you haven't read the book. So either you've had to read the book to understand the show, or you have to read their special bonus features to understand the show. Bad, right? So that's number one. So good job, Collider. Agree. So second, Sadin and Sidar. So I'm going to take Collider to task a little bit here because there is no Sadin in the show, right? They basically, they go on and say that, the show does a good job of explaining the one power, which I disagree with. I think they do a terrible job with the one power. I don't think they really explain how it works at all, because you have, like, pictured on the screen here, Nynaeve just making freaking bubbles of whatever. How she's doing it, what she's doing with it, how she's able to do it. They don't explain shit. She just can, right? She just can because she's got 18 braids and the braids give her power, and she can channel all the shit in the world and heal everybody without knowing what she's doing. So they don't really explain anything. All the intricacies of channeling with the one power, any of that. And I think at this point we've all just decided and figured out from what they've shown and said that Sadin is not a thing in this world. Neither is Sidar. It's just the one power. Because, we can't have, yin and yang. It all has to be one thing. You can't have women and men working together to do stuff. They can't have separate things. Sadin, men are supposed to be stronger in the one power and more powerful, while women are more delicate but can do more intricate things with it. Put that together, they do wonders, right? Because women are better at some things, men are better at other things. You come together, bammo, they're fucking awesome, right? No, not going to do that. So, Sadin and Sidar, they didn't explain it because there's no such thing in the show. That's why they didn't explain it. So, I'll give you a point. 2 for 2. I'll give it to you. So, Wolves and the Golden Eyes. Well, I don't think... yeah, of course they didn't. His eye... they don't know what they're going to do with it. I still think they're going to do Werewolf Perrin. And apparently Elias, because apparently they're going to... Elias is on their list of things to ruin next season. But I still think they're going to do Werewolf Perrin. I think he's going to turn into a werewolf instead of just be able to communicate with the wolves and have basically the senses of wolves and all that stuff, all the things that come with being a wolf brother. I don't think he's going to... I think they're going to turn him into a werewolf. We'll see. We'll see. But I think the reason they haven't explained anything is besides for them not knowing or understanding any of it, they don't know what they're doing with it yet, and they're not creative enough to figure out how to show Perrin communicating with the wolves the way they should be. Even they couldn't even they could have done a million things. They chose to do nothing but when I get mad, my eyes turn golden, and that's basically the depth of the wolves and Perrin and the golden eyes. They don't explain shit. So Collider is 3 for 3 here. Let's go on to 4. Heron-marked blade. Yeah, don't explain shit. Uh, hell, I don't even think the word blade master is used in the first season. A Heron-marked blade is basically supposed to represent the best swordsman in the world. It is extremely difficult to get a Heron-marked blade. We won't mention that the heron is in the wrong fucking place. It'll be interesting if they just ignore that prophecy. Probably because they ignore everything else. So, they completely just don't even. They show the picture because, ooh, it's a Heron-marked blade. For anybody that's one of those things that they put in there because, ooh, the readers are expecting it. That's it. That's what they don't understand, that putting these little things in here and doing with nothing with it isn't going to appease the book readers. Just acknowledging that it's a heron on a sword, even, we're all going to go, oh, that heron's in the wrong place. How's he going to brand his hand with that? It doesn't make any sense. But they lose everything that goes with Tam having that Heron-marked blade because they don't explain it. You have no idea why the heron on that sword is important in the show. If you haven't read the books or gone to their bonus material. You see what I'm getting at? You don't have any idea of the significance of the heron, do you? So, once again, bad writing. You have to add stuff in your bonus content to understand what's going on in the show. Not good. On to the next. The Aiel War. Yeah, they don't explain it. I don't know that at this point they really needed to explain it, but the only reason that they needed to explain it is because they had that little. I mean, look at she's so pregnant here. She is so pregnant here. I mean, they had to have their I'm gonna beat the shit out of every man scene, and there was again. I've heard people just say a million different ways they could have shown the fight on Dragonmount. It could have been really cool. The way they did it, all they wanted was this. Like, they wanted this scene. This picture right here has been reproduced and frickin' shown all over the place. That's, this is the shot they wanted. They wanted their cool shot, and they wanted their girl power scene. And it does such a disservice to the maidens, I think. I think it just gives me a headache thinking about it. I guess if you didn't know the books, you wouldn't think too much of this scene. I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in that headspace. But while the Aiel War should have been explained a little better, I think on this list it's the least egregious so far because it's something that can be explained later when they start heading that way. The only reason they needed to explain it a little bit more was because they decided to add this scene to show the birth on Dragonmount. But yes, they didn't explain any of it. You're correct, Collider. So the 7 Ajas. So I find this one to be almost like the most egregious, right? So this whole freaking show basically focuses on the White Tower and White Tower politics, and you don't even really know what the blues represent. You don't know what the blues represent. You don't really know the reds hate men. That's about it. They give you a little bit on the yellows, but then the rest, who cares? They don't touch any of it. They give you a little bit of blue. You don't know what the browns do. You don't know what the whites do. You don't know what the grays do. You don't know what, the green is I'm sorry. They tell you the green is the battle Aja, all right? So, but they barely touch any of the intricate workings of the White Tower or explain what the Ajas are supposed to do. At least not the ones that are focused. And they spend all this time in the tower and they don't explain anything. You got Leanne over there with her staff. She bangs it on the ground once, and they don't explain what the hell she is. That's all things they could have done. They could have explained all the things, all the workings of the tower they wanted if they just, skipped their little, we're gonna go to the fishing village and make out scene, right? They've just decided they didn't explain anything with the White Tower or anything that goes on in the White Tower or any of the workings of the Ajahs or what they're supposed to do or how they're supposed to work together. They just, glossed over it and expect you to do your own research, right? So they do a terrible job of explaining the blues. They don't even explain the blues. You just know Moraine is a blue, right? They say the Battle Aja is green. The yellows are they tell you they're into healing. That's about it. They don't do any work and show you what they're good at and what they're supposed to be doing and how they're supposed to represent the White Tower, or why it's important, or tying back into the One Power, how the different weaves accomplish different stuff. Now that's another thing. That's another knock on this Sidin Sidar thing. And my problem with how they represent channeling in this show is you're supposed to be doing intricate weaves to do things, right? Not just sucking white goo out from the world, okay? It's just suck out goo, do whatever I want. No. I keep hearing this bullshit excuse about how it'd be too hard. No, it's fine. They even actually do a little bit of it when Suin's young, her flashback, her sort of weaving a weave together and then accomplishing something. That's what made things so. That's what made characters like Rand later in the book so amazing. People can see him channeling and doing all these weaves so fast that they can't believe how fast he's accomplishing these weaves to basically cast these spells. Well, no, we're just sucking in goo and gaining power and then flinging it out everywhere, however the fuck we want to. I mean, I think Moraine does earth. I mean, what? Just in Winter Night, she flings fireballs. She calls lightning. She rips apart the earth, and you don't see any difference in any of her channeling. It's just, oh, I got the white goo. I can do whatever I want. Right? It's lazy. It's boring. They could have done a million things with it, and they just chose to do the most simple, easy thing, which is, ooh, power. I can expel it. So boring. The 7 Ajahs failure collider, you're on it. The Ogier. Yeah, they don't really explain the Ogier at all either. Whatever this thing is, poor actor, but whatever this thing is on the screen right now, I don't think that's an Ogier either. But they don't explain what Loial is, what he's supposed to be, any of the longing that he's going through. They basically, Loial is basically a tool to get through the ways in the show, and that's it. He doesn't even open them, but they need him to apparently find their way through the ways, which is BS because they made it themselves anyways. So Loial is basically just nothing. And they treat him like nothing. They give him no background, and it's a shame because the Ogier stuff is very interesting and very cool, and you get into more of it and more of it as you get into the series. But you just basically get this big oaf that talks slow and likes reading books, and that's basically what you think of Loial. And you don't get nothing about the Ogier at all. Zero. And it sucks. So, moving on. Waygates and ways. Yeah, they don't really. I'm not going to touch it too much on. They fucked this up so bad it's ridiculous. They don't even know. Right from the start, before they even went in, I knew it was fucked because who opened the Waygate? Moraine opened the Waygate. So we all know that's wrong. We all know that's stupid. I didn't like the design of the ways. It's just freaking looks like a mountaintop. It should look weird. You got 10 million per episode. You could freaking do all kinds of man, all the missed opportunities with the show just keep stacking up every time I think about it. The ways look terrible. Machin Shin looks terrible. Machin Shin didn't even freaking They touched Machin Shin didn't even do anything. How do you fuck it up so much? They didn't even explain. They didn't explain it at all. They didn't explain how it was grown. Maybe I missed it. Did I miss it? You tell me. Tell me in the comments. I don't know. I don't think I missed it. But they didn't say that they're grown. They didn't say how they were built. They didn't say why they're tainted. They're just tainted. You know why they're tainted? I know why they're tainted. Tell me why if you know why they're tainted. Down in the comments. Why are the ways tainted? I bet you the showrunners don't understand why the ways are dark and tainted and why Machin Shin's there. Does the show know that? I do. I bet you do. Let me know. Angral and Sangral. It's another thing that they don't even fuck. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know what they are. It's just a power conduit. That's it. That's it. That's all they're going to use it as. It's a power conduit. Rand can, channel Sidar apparently. They've broken sound. That is the most evidence right there to prove, I think, that there is no Sidin. It's just the one power in the show because they're lazy and they're going to say, oh, we didn't have time. We didn't have time to add this. We didn't have time to add all the detail about the male half and the female half. So we just decided to cut it and make it all one thing, the one power. We don't see what the big deal is. I think it's a big deal. Do you think it's a big deal? I think it's a big deal, and I wish they'd stop being lazy. See, that's the biggest thing about me and about this, and it's a little bit of a rant, and I'm sorry, but when you have a piece of material that is written out for you, like the Wheel of Time, you should have the easiest job as a writer ever, because you just take a book and then you section it off and you go, okay, this we want from here to here. That's gonna be episode 1. Here to here, episode 2, here to here, episode 3, here to here, episode 4, so on, so on, so on. Then you go through and you write your script and you go, oh, well, we got to shorten this out. We'll take this part out, shorten this out, take this part out, make sure we keep the important stuff in, and go, 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 go. And then all of a sudden everybody loves it because you follow the books and the books are great, and all of a sudden you have a great TV show. No, we're not going to do that. I don't know why Angriel and Sangriel sent me down that path, but it's just infuriating every time I think about it. And the fact that they're so lazy that they decided, oh, nobody's going to care if there's no Sidin or Sidar. We're just going to make it the one power is infuriating. I don't think they know the difference between Angriel and Sangriel. And the fact that Moraine would even give it to an untrained channeler, a Sangriel, to channel into, Rand could have fucking destroyed the world right there. So Moraine's an idiot. It's just proving again that Moraine is the biggest idiot in the show. And then Terrangral. I guess this is a Terrangral. I don't even fucking know. I don't even want to. I'm so this list just pissed. They're right. Collider, bravo for you. Good job, Collider. You've admitted that this show is terrible at world building and doesn't explain anything that's going on. Apparently, if you stare at this mirror a lot, it'll transport you to wherever you want, which is a fucking big deal in this universe. It's basically a Terrangral that travels. Traveling is a big fucking deal in this series, and the fact that just to have a little freaking getaway with, to have a secret love affair is being manipulated to do that is freaking ridiculous. And anybody that thinks that traveling was used in a good fashion in this show is just, I don't know. I'm not going to call anybody names. If you liked it, I guess. I don't know anybody that liked it. But I guess that's just the circles I travel in. So I think Collider actually put together a good list here of things that were not explained in the world building of this show. Good for you, Collider. Keep it up. Keep calling out this bullshit. I don't think that, I'm not sure that was their intention, but I don't care, because the more articles you get about how bad this show is and the things they haven't done because they're lazy, the more likely we are to get this show canceled. And that sucks, because it sucks that I would rather see the show canceled than have it on. But that's where we're at with this, because guess what? They're not going to turn it around. They're never going to turn it around. Even if Rafe Judkins leaves, like there's a rumor that he might, they'll just bring in somebody else and continue going the same fucking way. And I hope I'm wrong with that, but I'm not, because they just keep proving it over and over again. So the best we can hope for is that the show gets canceled and maybe someone will try again later. Because I have no hope for this show. And they have so much stuff that they've left out and changed already. They have to keep following their stupid plot that they've already built. And there's no coming back from what they've already fucked up. But if you disagree with me, it's a free country. Well, I don't know what country you're in. Let me know what you think. I'm glad these articles are coming out with problems with this show. I hope to see more. But thanks for listening this long. I know I got off track and ranted a few times, but I wanted to showcase this article just because I think it's important to start seeing some of these articles about how bad this show being highlighted. So thanks for watching. And until next time, all hail the Lord Dragon, and have a great day.